For today, I have two stocks, both short. Reliance Infra is the first bet, looks weak, basic structure positive, has broken important support of Reliance Infra at minus 680. Moment it broke 680, it's become weak, and I think it's sliding to levels closer to 600 in the days to come. Stop about 680. The second stock that looks weak to me is Tata Motors. Here too, basic structure positive, but in the upper regions there's a bearish pattern, and it's broken a very important support of 502, 503. Now that's the place I would have a stop above that and trade short Tata Motors. We should be able to see levels closer to around 480. So for today, two stocks, both short, Reliance Infra and Tata Motors. On the futures front, I'd prefer to trade bank futures. That's cracked a lot. Structure is weak and can slide down to levels closer to 15,750. Stop about psychological 16,000.
Where individual stock trading ideas are concerned, I would want to short Coal India in the cash segment at 347 levels, holding these short positions so initiated with a stop loss at 350, expecting to book profits at 341 or end of the session, whichever comes first. My second trade would be a short in Grasim in the cash segment at 3,565 levels, holding these short positions so initiated with a stop loss at 3,591, expecting to book profits at 3,532 or end of the session, whichever comes first. In the future space, I would want to short September futures of NTPC at 133.5, holding these short positions so initiated with a stop loss at 135, expecting to book profits at 130.5 or end of the session, whichever comes first.
Yeah, I think looking at the market conditions, especially what's happened over the last 3 or 4 trading sessions from 8200 odd, you've been seeing some steady correction happening in Nifty. Yesterday, the mid-cap universe was the one which saw some very strong correction, but I still believe the pain in the frontline stocks could probably continue and exacerbate more. The two stocks which I'm recommending today, both of them are on the sell side. The first one is a sell on Axis Bank. The stock closed at 398 to 400 odd range, and I believe looking at the kind of short-term pattern for Axis Bank, there could be a chance that the stock may correct to 390, 388. So I'm giving a target of 390 on Axis Bank sell with a stop loss at 402. The second stock which I have is a sell on DLF. This stock has been one of the weaker stocks, in the frontline space. It's trading below the 200-day moving average. I think over the last 4 or 5 trading session, there was probably a case in point that DLF may support or may find support around the 200-day moving average, but that was not the case. And yesterday, it corrected more than 3.5%. It made a fresh swing low, breaking that 170 psychological mark. So I believe, from a short-term perspective, DLF could probably correct to levels of 162, 163, and the stop loss for the same is 175.
Well, the idea for the day is that the Nifty gaps up, probably gains 10-15 points, and then collapses back and probably makes a new low for the day. Having that sort of scenario in mind, because generally, when the markets bottom out, they reverse from a key moving average. I think a key moving average is still about 100 points away. So possibly we could have some short covering in the morning and again leading to a decline later on in the day. If you generally buy a 20-day low on any correction, that often works as a fairly good approximation of the end of the correction. 20-day low right now is about 7,800, so fairly close to 78.21 on the 50-day moving average. Now Nifty for the day, support band is 7,867 to about 7,899, resistance band 7,965 to about 7,995. Bank Nifty support band is 15,649 to 15,746, resistance band 15,942 about 16,039. CNX IT support band 10,811 to about 10,839, resistance band 10,897 to about 10,925. PTSD from yesterday, Hind Unilever was a buy with a stop of 750, target of 775. ITC was a buy with a stop of 350, target of 368. Infosys was a buy with a stop of 3660, target of 3740. Now fresh calls, Maruti is a buy with a stop of 2900, target of 3050. Dr. Reddy is a buy with a stop of 2990, target of 3060. Now we have 4 sell calls, but you take them in case the market starts reversing in the latter half. So Reliance Infra is a sell with a stop of 660, a target of 625. HDIL is a sell with a stop of 90, target of 78. Century Textile is a sell with a stop of 590, target of 560. And BPCL is a sell with a stop of 660, target of 625.
I've got a sell on Adani Ports, try to sell around 283 with a stop at 290, look for targets of around 270. Colgate is a buy with a stop below 1629, look for targets of around 1685. HDFC Limited is a sell, try to sell in the range of 1025 to about 1030, keep a stop at 1045, look for targets of 1000. Exide Industries, that's a stock which I really like, that's a buy with a stop below 167 for targets of around 180. And I've got a sell on Tata Motors in the range of 504, 505, keep a stop at 516, look for targets of around 483.